Hi, Duck Productions again. In this tutorial, I'm basically going to go over computer hardware and kind of give you a head's-eye view of how to build your own stuff. Now, this right here is your most standard power connector for a computer. It's a 4-pin. It's used for hard drives, the older ones, and DVD drives and CD drives. Now, the more convenient and more widely used today is SATA, which is this connector right here. They're universal, and SATA 1 and SATA 2 are both the same. The same connector, one's faster than the other. It's obviously SATA 2. Now, these connect to the motherboard and to whatever peripheral device you're connecting, such as a hard drive, a DVD drive, or possibly any other type of Bluetooth software that goes on a wireless receiver. Alright, so right now I'm just reconnecting it back in and whatnot. Alright, so now it's back in. So now you got a little representation. Doesn't matter what port, what SATA port you plug it in, they all work the same way. Alright, so here's some of the cabling and some of the wiring. You're going to notice the processor, the CPU, below that fan in the center, which is this component right here in the back. This wire is kind of blocking it. That's essentially going to another hard drive that's hidden behind the media drive. That media drive is a little square block right in front of you. You're going to notice the expansion slots. Now, expansion slots are good for TV tuners, video cards, and Ethernet cards. The black port is a PCI Express. You can identify it by a ×16 depending on the identification right next to it. The whites are standard PCI, and the white that's slightly smaller is the mini PCI. Now you notice I just pointed at the 4-pin ground for the CPU. Whenever you build a computer, you have to make sure that's in there. There's also a 20 plus 4 pin behind this huge box right here. I loosen up these screws so I can get a piece out behind it, which is the RAM. The RAM is always in this area. It's directly to the right of the CPU, the central processing unit. It's just a developing queue, like how they always put it. You'll notice that big white tan box is the power supply unit. That essentially is the houses all the power connectors and is where you plug in memory. This is what allows your system to store information and dump it. It's not a hard drive. This is simply volatile memory that is erased the moment you no longer need it, such as running a game or a program that needs to be saved in the moment and quickly recalled. Alright, now this is your standard expansion card. This is a TV tuner, so you can watch cable on your computer conveniently. Sometimes you have to run this through a Comcast box or a DirecTV box. Now I'm going to quickly show you how do you install it. This is basically just an example so you can see yourself how to install other types of cards. I simply plug it, snap it into the mini PCI port. It's the same thing for the AGP, PCI Express. It's all straightforward. You just snap them in there and you get the associating drivers once you power on the system. Obviously, if your computer starts the blue screen after installing one of these, you need to remove it, take it back. It might be broken, or try installing the driver and then doing it again. Right here are the holes to where you would take it out and install new drives. You just simply lift up the panels. That normally comes off on most towers so that you can get full customizability. Now the airflow works in this way. Now what I'm pointing to here are the standard locations to where they put the screws to hold in the side panel. When you buy a new case, whatnot, that's where you go to take it out. Airflow looks like this. It comes in through the power supply unit. Power supply unit regulates the air. It comes through on the fan on the opposite side. It goes through the peripheral devices on the top, circles down to the hard drives in the upper right center. Then it lastly hits the CPU and the support cards and leaves out the exterior fan. All of these fans should be cleaned with canned air regularly every 2 weeks, sometimes every month. Depends on how often you use the computer. Thanks for watching.